Horses were used in two main ways during the war. First, as cavalry. The local regiment, the Ayrshire Yeomanry, was at the start of the war a mounted regiment. Due to the machine guns, it was obvious right from the start that the days of the cavalry charges were over. The Ayrshire Yeomanry were dismounted and the men were sent to fight as infantry, mostly in Gallipoli. But the cavalry was still used in other ways. For example, they could move men quickly to where they were needed and the men could then dismount and fight on foot. The second way in which horses were used was as transport to pull out artillery and supply wagons. This was much more important and was much more closely linked with Ayrshire. At this time, Ayrshire was renowned for breeding Clydesdales, and Clydesdales were exactly what the army needed. They were exceptionally strong and they were exceptionally calm. In other words, they could pull huge guns through thick mud and they remained calm during deafening gunfire. In the first few weeks of the war, the army requisitioned 120,000 horses from farms across Britain. Most of these horses could trace their ancestry back to Ayrshire. Farms like Craigie Mains near Symington were famous for breeding Clydesdales. One horse, Baron of Buckleavely, was sold in 1911 for £6,500, the equivalent of about £1 million today. Many of his descendants fought and died in the war. By 1917, the army employed over 368,000 horses on the Western Front. Sadly, most of these never came home. Many were killed by shell fire, but the majority died of exhaustion or disease. Those which survived were put up for sale. Some were unwanted and were put down, but others were bought back and brought back to Britain, where they lived out peaceful lives in the fields far removed from gunfire.